I'm so locked in. Welcome to the Locked In podcast. Last week you didn't have me to start, but I'm back. Wearing my, I'm a Piara Water, I'm a Falcon today.
You're a Falcon.
That looks like the Giants top, but it's the Falcons top. It's really nice.
It looks really good.
I do really like the long sleeve. The sleeves
suit
are
it.
good. I do suit it. Maybe I'll come down and play a game this year.
Mate, maybe you do
Just
come down
leading
and
out of
play a
the
game.
Mate, it's locked in. We're locked in. I hope everyone listening is locked in. If you are, throw a little comment in there. Let us know that you're locked in.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's... I've fallen into this trap, and I'm sure you have as well, of just assuming that everyone goes about their day-to-day life locked in. But some people aren't.
Nah, I don't believe it.
Well, that's the thing. Some people actually aren't. So it's important to know that you are. So if you're listening in on this beautiful Friday afternoon and you're locked in, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. Just a couple of locks.
I just assume that they're all
Yeah, exactly. We just
anyway.
assume everyone is. But like if you're listening, just let us know.
Just throw it out.
How
are you, mate?
I'm good. Yeah, excited. Friday, pissing down with rain outside. It's been a
is.
bit of a dreary and drizzly day. But no, mate, I'm good. I'm really good. I've got my 100th waffle game tomorrow, which is exciting. Yeah, playing number 100.
Oh, that's big.
I played... I've so far currently played 32 games for the West Coast Eagles waffle side.
Yeah.
And this will be my 68th game for East Perth. So I've played 99 currently, and this week will be my 100th waffle game, which is exciting.
Wow.
We've got Subiaco tomorrow afternoon. We've got a couple of family, a few friends.
Winnable game then.
Winnable game, yeah. We've got
That's
a few family and friends rolling in. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good fun. Who you got this weekend? Obviously, you're not playing because you've fucked your ankle.
Not playing, but I think we got Coburn this week.
Sorry, who do we have this week?
Oh, we have
Who do
Coburn.
we have? Yeah,
we got Coburn.
We got
mate.
we
we're
got
going out on
Coburn.
the field, long sleeve Coburn.
Yeah, fuck, that's
Or
disappointing.
Canningvale.
Canning Vale?
Should know it's one of those two.
Nah, well, who cares? We'll beat them anyway. I feel good about it.
Yeah. Very good, mate.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. What else has been happening? Obviously, big news today with Jeremy McGovern retiring, which is disappointing. Shout out Gov. Pretty good player. Like, really, really good player. I'm sure we're going to get to him in a little bit.
Seriously good player.
But, he is just so good. This could be a hammer ranks for another day. Top 5 players I've ever played with or alongside.
Yeah.
He's easily in there. No question about it. He's just so good at football, and it's devastating to see him have to hang up the boots prematurely because of concussion. But, look, all credit to him. What is he, 33? 32?
33.
33, won a flag, 5 All-Australians, got 3 kids, married. Come on, Gov. What more do you need? You want a John Worsfold medal. You don't need to give us anything else. You've given everything that you can.
Do you think he's disappointed about not making it to 200 and just not being able to see the game out in his own way? Or do you think he's?
I think he's disappointed. I think that is disappointed. He's probably missed over 100 games through injury.
Yeah.
So, not getting to 200 is disappointing. So,
he'd be a 300 game player.
Yeah, he should be. He should be if he wasn't injured, but he was. So, what I was thinking today, because I was talking to this at work, he misses AFL Life membership is 200 games. Now, can you Google this while I'm talking?
Absolutely.
Do you just get instant AFL Life membership if you are a Hall of Famer? Like, if you go into the AFL Hall of Fame, does that just qualify you instantly for AFL Life membership? I would say it does. Does that say anywhere? Can you find that anywhere online? I just have to assume that it would, because Jeremy McGovern will no doubt be
Life membership 300 games or more.
Really? No, that's not right.
Is that not right?
AFL Life membership is 200 games.
That's what I'm getting here.
Well, the internet's wrong. AFL Life membership, I'm sure, is 200 games. But I'm so confident that Jeremy McGovern will be in the AFL Football
Hall of Fame.
AFL Hall of Fame, without a doubt. At some point in his life, he'll be inducted. Is he the best defender of this century? Like, if there's arguments.
Oh, that's...
Alex Rance was exceptional. Matt Scarlett was exceptional. But, Jeremy McGovern is redefined defending. He was the best intercept mark ever, I think.
Yeah, that 2018 year where
I don't think you can argue that.
Yeah.
He's the best intercept mark in the history of the game. He reads the ball better than anyone I think I've ever seen. I don't think there'd be any... Yeah, I think you're very hard-pressed to find... He's certainly in the top... I think it's Matt Scarlett, Alex Rance, Jeremy McGovern. They're your top 3 defenders this century, I think. And you'd be hard-pressed to... You could make an argument for him as being number 1. But he's just so good, and he'll be sorely missed at that football club.
Yeah, he really will.
And then Oscar Allen as well goes down. He's not playing for the rest of the year. So the Eagles are just fucked.
Now, see, I've heard that he's... Where did you hear that he's not playing for the rest of the year?
They put out a statement today.
Did they put out a statement?
Oscar Allen's having surgery, which will see him out for the year.
Really? Because we chatted to Steve Gravina.
Yeah, before
the statement. So that's
so
interesting.
Oscar opted. I think it was like
He opted in for it?
it was like you can have. I think it was like there's a 6-week period to see if it heals by itself, but it also like it might not heal by itself. So then you're fucked anyway.
Yeah.
Or you just go for surgery, and you're guaranteed to get it better. So I think he just opted in for the surgery, and that'll be his season. Whether that's his West Coast career or not, I don't know.
I hope not. I'd hope not. Like just for his, I mean, yes, he's been rough and he's had injuries, and his career hasn't probably gone the way that they wanted it to. But he is leadership wise, key forward. Like he is one of the all times at the Eagles, right?
He's very, very
to get
good.
rid of that.
What did he kick? He kicked.
I think you need leaders in a club like that. You can't just have all young guys.
I want to say, I might be wrong here, but he came 4th or 5th in a Coleman in 2023, and in the worst team in the comp. They finished 18th, and he came top 5 in the Coleman, I reckon.
Yeah, 5th.
Yeah, 5th in the Coleman, in the worst team in the comp.
They won 3 games.
Yeah, and he was fully fit all year. It's like
he played in the back line that year.
Yeah, they had to throw him. He's so good at football, and his body's the only thing that's hurting him. And obviously, he's had his mental stuff this year because of the media hoo-ha about him. But I think he's just he's an exceptionally good fella. He's a very, very good footballer. He deserves a chance to be paid what he's worth, in his opinion. Whether his opinion's a bit inflated, I don't know, because of his injuries, but who cares? He is a very good player and deserves everything that he's going to get. So whether that's at West Coast, whether that's at another club, I hope that he, has a successful career from here on out, because he's a stand-up guy. Now, that's probably enough about West Coast, because apart from that, we'll
table it for a bit.
Oh, actually, sorry, one more thing about West Coast. Luca Grego.
Oh,
Luca Grego signs on, baby.
Mate.
And we're home. That's rebuild city.
Yeah, that's
complete.
Luca
How long
Grego,
did he sign on for? Just 2?
That's
probably 2 years.
I'll Google that.
I reckon probably 2 years. They need to release him soon. Release the Kraken. Get him out there. But
I can't believe they re-signed him and he hasn't played a single game yet. That shows you how fucking good that kid is.
Yeah.
Hasn't played a single game yet.
Re-signed. Or it shows how bad they are.
Hey, well, let's look at the positives here, mate.
The positives are he's an animal. Trains the house down from all reports. He's very aggressive and can play football. I think they just need to give him a go.
He's got a bit of Chihu about him, mate.
He's got heaps of Chihu about him. And he can actually Chihu, because he's
actually allowed to Chihu, which is great for him.
Yeah, so he can Chihu. But yeah, so exciting to see him re-sign. I just think that they're just not... so let's just hypothetically project forward.
Go.
You lose Gov. You lose Oscar. Let's say Oscar goes.
Okay.
That's 2 compensation picks, I would think. Even though Gov is 32... He was your best and fairest player last year. He was All-Australian last year. He's a star.
Yep.
And he is the most important player on that team. He is worth a compensation pick in the first round.
Absolutely.
If he retires.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Couldn't agree more. And that's coming from a North fan in you.
Yeah, obviously.
Not an Eagles fan.
Not an Eagles fan.
Even though you got the logo on, yeah?
A North fan. I'm a North Melbourne supporter, but he is...
Boner.
He has to be a compensation first-round pick, regardless of his age, because he's so important.
Yeah.
So there's one. Oscar, if he goes, will get another compensation pick. So that's 2 in the first round, plus your own in the first round. They're looking like they're going to have a solid draft hand this year in what is going to be a very... this draft is apparently very stacked with NGA talent and father-sons and academies and whatever. But
yeah, so you're going to get pushed back a fair bit. What
they need to do, and I was talking to this with someone today, when do they get better? What they have their rebuild hasn't started. They haven't officially started a rebuild, I don't think, because they haven't really attacked the draft too hard.
Yep.
They haven't at no point, Richmond, they started their rebuild this year. They went all in last year on the draft and said, we're going to get rid of everyone, get as many picks as we can, and go bang. North Melbourne started their rebuild 10 years ago.
Yeah, still going. So when a
still
North
going. So when North are the best team in the comp, so that's fine. But teams I look at Richmond and they had a very clear, defined, we are rebuilding now. West Coast haven't done that, and it hasn't worked. Elijah Hewitt is going to be a gun. Harley Reid's a gun if he stays.
Yep.
Brady Hoff was a very good pickup. He's played, but he's played like 50 games now. Ryan Marrick, Ruben Jimby. But, they haven't had a defined, this is our time to go. And I think if that happens and Oscar leaves and Gov's now gone, you've got all these picks. I think you have to just say, we are all in on this rebuild now. And what that means, does Elliot Yeo do they trade Elliot Yeo to a really good team and get a pick for him? Because Yoey could probably impact at a good team. I don't know. But, I think they need to start thinking laterally about, what's our rebuild look like? Because this is a real good chance with a bunch of picks. And now that you can trade 2 or 3 years in advance, you have to do it before Tassie come in. Otherwise, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, Tassie might not be coming in.
Yeah, they might
either,
not. They might not
be coming in.
They just might not be coming in.
We're all good, mate.
At
it's
all.
fine. Yeah, I agree. I think now this year's looked shit for the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
But that I feel like is the start of the rebuild. Like you can see that they've got AFL
but yet last year
was
meant to be the start of the rebuild. Now they've gone backwards. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah,
you know what?
That's fair enough.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Well, I think this year, new coach, it's bound to be a shit year. They were never going to have a a good year. They weren't winning 6 games or anything like that.
True.
They could have thought that, but it's not going to happen.
New
coach,
that's true.
New system,
Always
going to
be tough.
You got to relearn the skills, relearn the movements, relearn the actual game plan that McWalter's coming in with. I think
that's fair enough. And I think Minnie's great. I really like Minnie. I think he's got he's the right guy for the next however many years.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna steady that ship.
I agree.
So
he looks like he's already done a fair bit of that.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about West Coast. What's
should we go to the comments?
Yeah,
There's a lot of locks, mate. A lot of locks.
Love that. Love that a lot.
Lock and keys. I don't want to see keys. I don't like the
So
keys.
the thing about the keys,
the
what I will say about the key is the key means there's a chance that you can unlock that.
Yeah, exactly.
If you lock it and throw away the key, that motherfucker's locked.
You and I don't have keys.
Yeah, we got no keys.
We've just got
that
locks.
That son of a bitch
is
is locked.
Yeah, it's absolutely locked. Can't unlock it.
Anything
unlock
else?
is just Italian in
Yeah, unlock is just locked in Italian.
Locked in Italian, yeah.
I think that's what Rach was saying yesterday with a couple of weeks ago with Ferenz, her husband. Was saying
Ferenzi. Yes.
Yes. I don't think that's actually her husband's name, but anyway.
Who knows?
Yeah, okay.
Who knows? I don't think it is either.
It's not. I don't think it is.
Definitely not Ferenz.
It's definitely not Ferenz, the centaur, the divination teaching centaur.
What else we got? I smell hammer time. Jaiden got a bit of Nate Caddy about him.
Heaps.
Yeah. Yep. I was pretty good last night. Thank you.
He actually played pretty well last night.
He was very good last night.
Yeah,
very good. As was Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb was excellent. May as well jump straight into that, hey?
Yeah?
Let's jump to the football. Maybe we'll leave TABtouch for a second.
Oh, you saw the hand go, didn't you?
Because that's tonight.
Yeah.
Football last night. Did you watch it?
I did. I saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. Did you see all of it? You were training.
So I trained and got off at halfway through the second quarter. I started watching from there. Now, the State of Origin on Wednesday night was a spectacle.
Yeah.
An unbelievable spectacle.
Okay.
It was, yes, it ruined Optus. Yes, the ground was cooked. But State of Origin, for the Queenslanders to come and win that game, and then New South Wales came back, and it was just, what a game.
What a game.
What a game. And Kane says it's overrated, so that's wrong.
No, see, because that's
just wrong. We've debated that, and that's wrong.
Are you Queensland or New South
I
Wales?
don't care. I'm so indifferent.
You're just a fan.
I am so indifferent. I just love to watch
just a
good
fan.
sport.
Yeah.
So that was really good. I really enjoyed that.
Yep.
But what it did do was ruin the ground. Because it was pissing down. And then
rain.
Optus didn't hold up horribly, but it wasn't great. Now, whether that impacted the game with the skills and the ball slipping around or not, maybe.
Or whether Essendon are just shit.
It's very hard to say. But what did happen on Thursday night was exactly what should have happened. Fremantle just were too good, and they won by 7 goals.
Yep.
They should have won by a lot more. I think the conditions brought Essendon... I don't think the conditions brought Essendon up. I think the conditions maybe brought Freo down a touch. But what you saw was, I think, a pretty complete performance from Fremantle.
It was really good. You got Luke Jackson in the ruck. Looked really good. Sean Darcy. He was just in there. Kicked 3 goals. 48 hit-outs, 10 clearances.
He played on a kid called Vizentini.
He did play on a kid, and it was his first game.
Vizentini's first game, and I thought he held his own, that kid. I thought he actually... He could walk off the ground.
I think he had 17 hit-outs against
I think he's the...
Luke.
He'd be the first bloke almost in history that can walk off the ground with a guy who was best on ground being your direct opposition, but still have played okay. and
Yep.
still be like, I was okay then. I held my own.
Pretty good for a debut game.
Yeah.
You'd be pretty happy with that if you're Essendon.
Like, I remember there was a game, Fremantle versus Sydney, not opening round, but like Buddy Franklin kicked 6 on Griffin Logue. And Griffin Logue was nearly Freo's best defender. But Buddy just kicked 6. It was like Buddy doing Buddy. There's things that you just can't. I think he had 7 or 8 touches and kicked 6. It's like, Griff, you were still really good, mate, but Buddy just 6 times. So good luck.
I mean, what can you do? It's Buddy Franklin.
And so I think that was a bit like Vicentini last night. Jackson was enormous. Caleb Sarong was phenomenal. And Andrew is just so good at football.
Yeah.
So I think that duo, Andrew and Caleb, is the best midfield duo in the comp right now. Name me a better one.
Cripps and Walsh?
No. Cripps is not playing anywhere near his best standard, and neither is Walsh.
Are we talking like
right now. This year, I won't give you Cripps and Walsh.
No, okay.
No, throw me another one. People in the chat can throw me other ones because there just isn't. I don't think. Jordan Dawson and Isaac Rankin.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Jordan Dawson's carrying that load a bit at the moment, and no.
Bailey Smith
and Max Holmes. They're the next two.
Oh, they're
very good, but I think Andrew and Caleb are better as a midfield. Like the two of them are better than Max and Bailey.
This year or
this
like
year.
just
this
at
year.
their peak?
This year, I think they are.
Max and Holmes Max Holmes and Baz, I feel like have been better this year. More.
I disagree. I think that's their closest comparison, but I just think from a full game point of view, like Bailey and Max are unbelievably good at winning the ball and attacking and going forward. Andrew and Caleb do that, but defend the house down. Like they are, no one's a better. There's no better two-way midfielder in the comp than Andrew at the moment, and I'll die on that sword any day of the week. But as a group, in terms of actual midfield ability, they go both ways better than anyone else, and they're more impactful. They're better. I think they're just better. Max and Bailey are very good.
Max and
Bailey Smith has a chance
good
to be winning the Brownlow. Caleb will be chewing right up him.
Yeah.
But
Max Holmes has been having one of the all-time seasons. Caleb's having an all-time season.
So
as
is
well.
Andrew.
And so is Andrew.
Yep.
So is Bailey.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's Richards apparently
Bont hasn't been himself. If you're gonna go, if it's a Bulldogs midfield duo, it would have been Libber and Richards, but I still think Andrew and Caleb are better than them.
Rail and Miller.
No. Braille and Anderson potentially, but no.
Neil and McCluggage beats them.
No, Neil hasn't been playing at his best this year. He's been.
Rail and Anderson just came through.
Yep. Neil and McCluggage, yes, they've been good.
I think if Bailey and Max don't beat them, I think
that's it. I think they're the best two duos.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's
that's a good little debate.
It's a good little debate, but I just was thinking about it today, and those two are playing so well. I think, and yeah, I look at it. Bailey Smith is almost the most impactful midfielder in the comp at the moment. Bailey's he's really good. Max Holmes is just lightning quick and gets a lot of the ball and very good. Caleb is almost the best clearance winner, has the best hand to foot. He's so quick at getting rid of the ball and makes really good decisions now, as opposed to just blasting it.
Let him down a bit?
No, he's making much better decisions than he used to make. And Andrew's the best two-way mid in the comp, who wins his own ball now. So, look, that's my argument. I think they're both right up there, but I will obviously a little bit biased.
Tim Kelly and Harley Reid.
Actually, I think I did forget about that.
Yeah, you did.
I did forget about those guys. Anyway, they played last night, and they played really, really well. Jordan Clark is and should, if he's not all-Australian halfback, I don't know who will be. I think it'll be really interesting because I think he should be. This is where but Matt Pavlich is on the selection committee, so that's good because he'll get representation from WA.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Clark has been the best halfback flank almost of the year.
Yeah,
John Noble's been very good. Who else? Max Holmes sort of goes halfback, but he's predominantly in the midfield now. Jordan Clark is just exceptional. Bailey Dale is exceptional, but they haven't won as many games. Because I think now Fremantle will just go on a roll and make top 4. I think they finish 4th.
Yeah, I put in a little bet on TABtouch for them to win the flag this year.
Yep.
Just before they started this little run, I just thought, you know what?
Yeah. Here's a little bit of something.
I'm on it. I like Flagmantle.
I do as well.
I think they shit the bed a lot.
They do, but they didn't on the weekend.
They didn't on the weekend, which is very
and
very
everyone says, "Oh, they let North back in the game. North are the best team in the comp."
Yep. Well,
what can we say? North are exceptional.
North don't have the best midfield in the comp.
No,
so
they don't. So anyway, that was last night. That was a really good performance. Josh Tracy's an animal. Pat Voss is a weapon. Like that guy is just an animal.
The energy he brings to the forward line, I think, is so
crazy.
needed. And
Shea Bolton could have kicked 1,000. Could have easily kicked 1,000 last night.
Shea Bolton doing the celebration, the scoreboard celly.
No, not sure about it.
Did you like it?
No, I didn't mind it, but it was. I probably wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I also he just could have kicked 6 or 7. Had opportunities,
so
straightened up, missed one directly in front of goals, missed another one, got tackled in the goal square instead of giving a handball. So there was a few things that he could have done, but he's just everywhere. He adds such a class to them. Now, the question that has been posed a few times after that game is what you do with Nat Fyfe.
Yeah.
And I don't know the answer. I think you just got to give him I would give him another 3 weeks to see if he can fit in the team. And if he doesn't, it's we just can't keep being nice.
Do you think him coming off the bench as the sub works for them instead of, I think they had James Aish?
Yeah, I just think he's not.
Or you just don't think he's
No, he needs to build into a game. I think he needs to be in there for a full game, if anything. Not an impact 1 quarter. Yep. If anyone, Michael Walters, when he comes back, will be that 1 quarter sub, which would be great. But yeah I don't know.
You playing in the midfield?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know who you take out for him either.
No, neither do I.
Especially after that, the two wins. That's
5 wins in a row. Anyway, look, it's that was Thursday night, but there's football on tonight, which everyone is talking about. You've got the touch. You got the power.
Mate, how's the stubby?
Oh, look at that stubby holder, the TABtouch stubby holder. So if you're watching right now, that might be tough to zoom in on the QR code there.
Yeah.
But you could do it.
You could do it.
Hang on a minute. Stay right there.
Here we go.
How do I? Oh, no. That's horrible.
No.
That is horrible.
That's not.
How close can I get? That is the worst I've ever.
Right there.
Okay, right there.
If you throw it here, I might be able to do it.
No, that's right. That's right. That. Zoom in on that. If you're watching live on YouTube, zoom in on that. Download the TABtouch app. That's fine.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. Good work.
So look, this is going to be the game of the round tonight. No question. Brisbane, Geelong at Geelong. White out night. Geelong are whiting out the stadium. They're going all white. Seats, Cotton On have thrown $1 billion at this game. The chairs have covered in white shirts.
Yeah, they're going
Pat
the
Dangerfield's
NFL
300 game. It's Tyson Stenkle's 100th game. It's the informed Cats versus the reigning Premier Lions. Now, this is such an interesting game for me.
Do we talk about last week's multi?
What do you mean? Last week's what?
Should we talk about what happened last week? We missed the mark a bit.
I was horribly off the mark last week. So let me read you the multi last week. So obviously, we're here to win. We're not here to muck around and be,
Yeah, we're not fornicating with arachnids, mate.
No.
We're getting amongst it.
Last week, Hawthorn to win. That ticked.
Yep, that was good.
1 from 4.
Yep, shouldn't have won. Did win.
Overs, 155.5. Oh, boy. It's a 91-point game. I didn't account for the fact that it was a shit show down in Tasmania. Connor Nash to have 6 tackles. He had 4.
Yep.
Nick Watson to kick at least 1 behind. Did not trouble the scorers. So 1 from 4 last week. It was not what we wanted, was it?
No, it wasn't. And that's why we've come out this week, mate.
You have to butter up and go again.
You just have to go again.
So what I've done this week is I've thought I'm leaving the overall line out of it. I don't want to be dictated to by team scoring or not scoring. So I've just said, bugger it. But what I have thought to myself is I looked at the score. Geelong are $1.38 or something. Brisbane, the reigning premiers, are $3.
They don't win much in Geelong.
They haven't won there in a long time. But I'll tell you what I don't think. I don't think they're going to get blown out tonight.
Yep.
I don't know. This will be the last time that I back Brisbane in a tight game like this because they've cost me a few. But I just think they go close. I don't necessarily need them to win, but the line is 17.5 points. For the reigning premiers to not get beaten by 3 goals,
you take it.
I just have to take it.
That.
I looked at it and thought, like Jack Payne goes down. Yeah, sure, that hurts. But you've still got a Harris Andrews. You've got a Darcy Gardner coming back. Geelong don't have a ruck, and Darcy Fort is playing.
Yep.
So and he dominated last week, Darcy Fort. And you said, the battle of the midfield, McCluggage and Neal are better. Well, prove it tonight against Max Holmes and Bailey Smith. Go out there and get that. Let's see if Josh Dunkley can tag Bailey Smith out of a game.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
And then let's see how the forwards for Brisbane can go up against the defence of Geelong, because I think it's a very well matched up game.
Yeah.
But I just think I can't look at a 3-goal head start for the reigning premiers and ignore it. I would be fiscally irresponsible if I did that.
Yeah, you would.
So
Brisbane at the line.
So with that being said, I've taken Brisbane at the line, 17.5.
Yeah.
If Bailey Smith gets tagged tonight by Josh Dunkley, which I assume will happen, who else is going to have to get off the chain? Max Holmes.
Yeah.
Max Holmes has
Partner
to
in
get off the
crime.
chain.
He has to go.
He has to go, and I think he will. So Max Holmes to have 30 disposals.
Oh. Okay.
Big one, I know, but I think Max Holmes has 30.
He's got 30 in him.
He does have 30 in him. And you speak of, Brownlow medal contenders in Bailey Smith. Let's talk about a guy who's won 2 of them.
Lachie Neale.
Yeah.
it
I
has
think
to
he
be.
just gets 25. I think it's as simple as that for me tonight.
25 for Lachie Neale.
25 for Lachie Neale, 30 for Max Holmes, 17.5 head start for Brisbane. That may or may not get you $7. May or may not. You have to go on and have a look. But what you need to do to go and do that before the game starts, you've got a little bit of time. Download the TABtouch app. You can just go into the App Store, or if you can see it, you can zoom in on the QR code there.
Zoom in on that.
Zoom in on that, or go onto the App Store and go to TABtouch. Download it. Go to the sports, football, tonight's game, Geelong v Brisbane. Go on the trending bet section. You will see Hammers Happy Hour same game multi. That's it. And then you can bet on that. You need Brisbane at the line. You need Max Holmes for 30, and we need Lachie Neale for 25. Now, I think that's just about the best bet we've done.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, well, look, we're due a win.
We are due a win.
And we just need
we've won
to
a
get
couple.
that.
We haven't won enough. Tonight's the night where we take them back.
Yep.
And it's just, so, if it's $7, let's just say, for example, you put $10 on that. You win $70. So I'm already thinking, what am I doing? What am I spending my 70 on? That's what I'm thinking. Because this thing is just a lock.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. The key's gone. It's just a padlock. It's free money. You can do whatever you want. But obviously gamble responsibly. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.au. That was not right.
.org.au.
.org.au. That was it.
Yeah, there we go.
Anyway, geez, I was close. I nailed it last week, I think.
You nailed it. Yeah, you've been good. That's all right.
What have we got in the comments? Anyone throwing up some suggestions for best midfield duos?
Yeah, like a lot.
Yeah.
So it actually we kind of lost control of the comments here a little bit. So
what were we thinking?
Oh, mate. So I'm just gonna read through all of these, and you're just gonna give me a yes or no. So let's start at Butters and Horn Francis.
No.
Pendlebury and Sidebottom.
No.
Tim Kelly, Harley Reid.
No.
Lenny and Carl.
Yes.
Burns and Smithers.
Yes.
Hamish Brayshaw and Tom North.
Yes.
Luca Grego, Brady Hoff.
Close.
Greg Clark, Connor West.
No.
Hare's looking elite hammer.
Thank you.
Yep. Butters, Horn Francis.
No again.
Itchy and Scratchy.
Close.
B1 and B2.
They are good,
Yeah, they're very good. C3PO and R2D2.
Yep, almost the best duo to ever do it.
Yeah, it'd be hard to pass them up. Zane True and Zave O'Neill.
Yep.
Charlie Comben and Toby Pink.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. Brett Hart, Jim Neidhart.
Yeah. Yep.
Hamish Brayshaw and Schumacher.
Yeah, we were pretty good, man, my buddy. Yep, we were very good.
Axe and Smash.
Yes.
All right, this is just going to be quick fire. SpongeBob and Patrick, Braden Ainsworth and Jared Cameron, the Hardy Boys, Shrek and Donkey, Owen Hart and British Bulldog, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Scully and Skeet, Woody and Buzz Lightyear, Goku and Vegeta, Chappelle, Corby and the Boogie Board. Come back to us after Baz and Max combined for 25 touches. The Rock and Kevin Hart, Roy and HG, B1, B2. Yeah, look, Tango and Cash, there's a lot of that.
That was a lot.
There's
a lot of duos.
There's a lot more as well. Kane Corns and Ken Hinkley, Semu and the West Australian.
Wow.
Yeah.
So heaps of duos.
There's a lot, mate. There's a lot.
I do like that.
There's a lot of duos there.
Plenty of duos.
Quick question.
Yep.
Kobe Hams. Who do I captain for fantasy, Smith or Holmes?
Ooh, Holmes. Smith gets tagged tonight, I think.
Yeah. It's Holmes.
I think Smith gets tagged tonight.
Yep.
Who's my captain? Did I? So I have got
Toby Pink and George Wardlaw.
Oh yeah, wow, that's huge. So my fantasy team, I did a draft for fantasy.
Did ya?
Yeah.
What did you do for your draft?
It was 14 reverse, like the snake. So we did like one of those things where all the boys put their names in a hat, and then it was like a random 100-meter sprint, sort of like generator. So we all sitting there watching our order. I got like 8th maybe. So I was in a poor position in the draft.
But I take first pick. Sorry,
I had Darcy Cameron as my first pick.
Okay, not bad.
So my forward line is probably my best. I've got Brian Myers is my vice captain tonight. And he goes bananas. So he goes off tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Not off enough, obviously, to make them win by more than 3 goals, but he kicks a number.
Just enough to keep
Just enough. So it's a big night for me tonight. I need a few players to play well because I've got Lachie Neale, I've got Hugh McCluggage, I've got Cam Rayner, and I've got Brian Myers.
How are you going in fantasy, mate?
I am 7 and 8. So our comp is our comp's pretty good. And I am currently sitting of 14 players, so 7 make finals. I'm currently sitting 9th.
Okay.
No, 8 make finals. I'm sitting 9th.
Okay, so you're in the running.
But I am playing 8th today.
Ooh.
So we're both on 7 and 8. The winner of this goes into the 8.
That's good.
So this is a massive game for me. A massive game.
Mate,
I'm playing Jaiden Peake, little Peakatron. So my captain is, I've gone because it's the bye round, I've gone Brian Myers as captain, vice captain, but I've got Cozzy Pickett as my captain. So Cozzy's not playing this week because it's the bye. So if Grind goes bananas, I'll leave Cozzy as my captain. But if he doesn't go bananas tonight, because they cut it off Friday night, I'm going to have to change my captain to someone else. And it's probably going to go to Darcy Cameron.
Number 1 pick, Darcy.
Yeah, so anyway, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big game, but I'm looking forward to it. I need to win that.
Yeah, you need to win.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get a win in fantasy and a win on your 100th.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
That'd be big.
I can't stop thinking about the best duos. Maybe that's a little hammer ranks at some point.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My favourite duos.
Of all time?
Of all time. That'd be so hard.
Jaiden Cousins.
Yeah, but like of anything.
Of anything?
Yeah. You know?
I mean, R2D2, C3PO.
That's a really good one. But like, there's heaps. Like, I think of Southeast Asia and cigarettes. I get off the plane anywhere in Southeast Asia and I turn into a chain smoker. Like, that's a cracking one.
Yeah, all of a sudden you just got like.
All of a sudden you've got the whole,
packets,
the entire plethora of possibilities in the world of duos that can come into it.
Oh, that's really good.
So that might be something that we look at. But speaking of hammer ranks, I had one lined up today.
You did.
So let's hit it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And now on the BackChat podcast, Hammer Ranks.
So you texted me this morning saying there was a request for.
There was a request.
Top 5 pet peeves.
Yep.
I mentioned it last week. That is certainly on the cards. The pet peeves one is on the cards, but
there's too many.
There's too many. I already had one planned this morning, so obviously Jeremy McGovern retired today.
Yeah.
I may or may not have known that was happening, and so I had pre-planned to do this one as a topical point of the day. I have done a top 5 Hammer Ranks, my top 5 Jeremy McGovern moments.
Oh, I can't wait.
So this was a pretty tough one to put together because there has been a lot of good things about Gov. He is an exceptional player for a long, long period of time, but I've done my top 5 Jeremy McGovern moments. Number 5. My first postseason drinks was at his warehouse.
Like there's a little durry in there.
That is a little durry. That's not a real photo from the time. I don't know what sort of beer that is. It's I'm not sure. But what happened was Gov had a little warehouse. We had our end of season Christmas. We had our full day of training, the big marquee session. I was a 19-year-old. I was just knackered. And it was, righto, boys, at Gov's warehouse at 3, we're on. And I was like there at 3:01 as a first-year player. And it was, don't be late. You're an idiot. Have a warm Guinness that's been sitting out in a can on the strip to start with. Had to finish that. But then, the hospitality there from him, in terms of, so AFL clubs, this happens all the time, but first-year players come in and it's like, you just don't have to spend much. There's like any beer, all the beers, the older boys get the beers, the older boys get the food, the older boys get the Ubers. And it's like, Gov had this warehouse, he obviously has a plumbing business, whatever, and like just put this afternoon on, and it was like all the food, all the piss, all everything, and it was just like, there's a guy who is not a captain of the club, not a vice captain at the time. He might have just been in the leadership group, but it was like, it was my first introduction to this bloke just being literally one of the all-time good fellas.
Yeah.
All the things that you've seen about him come out today is like a great player, but a better bloke. And this first introduction for me, this was like 3 weeks into being at the footy club. I had to scull a warm beer out the front, but that was annoying. But apart from that, it's like, This was my first introduction to Jeremy McGovern being one of the all-time fellas.
Yep.
And I think for me, that's it. It has to make it into the 5.
The thing about like good blokes like Gov, and you can tell that they're good blokes when you first meet them. Shake your hand, look straight into your eye, ask you how you're going.
Yep.
Like, and actually like maintain. Don't just like look away immediately.
No.
Like straight away into it. Get your beer.
Yep. He's the sort of bloke that would
drinking?
stand up to shake your hand.
Stand
as
up to
opposed
shake your hand. Exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's we've had this request as well. The Stixie Brayshaw 11 rules of being a man. One of them is look a man in the eye when you shake his hand and shake it firm, and that's Gov. So that was my number 5. The first time I got had a little piss up at his house, knew that he was a good fella, one of the all-timers, Jeremy McGovern. Number 4, the goal after the siren to beat Port Adelaide. Now, he had a lot of good moments in his career as a defender. Yeah. They just said it in this game. So this was the year after. When was this? This was 2018. So Luke Shuey had kicked the goal after the siren to beat them in the semi the year before. It was a tight game. Gov has been thrown forward. I think we needed this game from memory to make top 4, to secure top 4 or something like that. And Gov has gone forward and taken a mark on the siren and kicked one of the all-time flower bags that just mongrel wobbled its way straight through the middle as a defender should, and has gone forward and shown how to win the game. It was just incredible. And it was like that moment, because he had, that was his, I think 2018 was his best year.
Oh,
or 20
has to be, right?
Maybe 2018 or 2019 was his best couple of years. But that was right in the string of his 4 All-Australians in a row.
Yeah.
He was, like, so good in that year. And it was just, like, that for me, as a guy who was first year on the list, and it was like, wow, you want to see all these big-name players play. You see Nat Nui do his thing, and then he was injured, so you like, that's stiff. But then you see Luke Shuey dominating games. You see... who else did we see at times? You saw Andrew Gaff because he was flying in 18. You saw Josh Kennedy kick bags. And then you see this guy. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's a fucking freak. He is a genuine freak. So number 4 for me was that goal after the siren. Hang on a minute. Let me just get...
Which is really...
Yep.
I think it was a comeback game for them as well. They were down by a fair bit. 2 points in it. Lacroix kicks a absolute steaming goal to put him within 2 points, and then Gov kicks this.
Yep.
Yeah, couldn't agree
incredible.
More.
Number 3. This is another hammer niche one. So Scotty Lysette, an old, obviously premiership ruckman.
Yep.
Scotty Lysette had a host family, much the same as me. Scotty lived with his host family for a number of years. Joe was his name. I think Peter might have been the wife. Can't remember. But Joe was definitely the father. And they were massive into their barbecuing. Massive into barbecued, smoked meats, all the rest of it. So we went with this nice Italian family. We went round. So my host family, all the host families know each other. And they're quite, a few of them back in the day were quite close. We went round to Scotty Lysette's host family one day for dinner while I was with Jude and Rich, my host family. And Gov was there because he was friends with that family as well.
Yep.
And Joe has just put on what can only be described as a bottomless pit of barbecued meats. Like, it did not stop. There was sausages, there was brisket, there was ribs, there was steaks, there was chicken, there was lamb. There was literally, like, everything that you could imagine was just rolling out and didn't stop. And this was on a day where we didn't have training the next day, and I am a big eater at the best of times, and so is Gov. But this day, I don't know what set it off. I just kept going, and I reckon he thought I was throwing the gauntlet down to him. Like, I reckon he thought this kid's trying to go with me here. Because like Joe goes, "Oh, does anyone else want another sausage?" And Gov went, "Yeah, mate, I have one." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll have one too." And he was like, "Okay, punk, let's see how we go here." And like, it would have been 2 hours of just non-stop eating meat. And, here's another bit of meat, here's another cut of meat. And once I cottoned on to the fact that it was like, this almost feels like a challenge, it was just me and Gov going toe-to-toe for like 2 hours of eating as much as humanly possible, which I don't think I came out the victor. But I did I garnered a bit of respect from Gov because He's like every time, whenever I see him, every now and again, this will get brought up as that one day where he's like, "Fuck, Hammer, he's just a brand new 19-year-old kid who's just come in and literally just eaten this whole house down." I was the perfect Italian guest. If you've ever been around Italian families, you know it's just like, please eat. I was the perfect Italian household guest that night because everything that the bloke brought out, me and Gov were just saying, "Yeah, mate, we're gonna go for it."
Mate, they thought you didn't exist, and then you just walked in and ate all of their food.
It was just ridiculous. Anyway, that was one of my favourite Gov stories because we went toe to toe and it was just incredible. That's enough of non-football stories because now the last two are going to be football, and I think one of them everyone will know, but this one's pretty self-explanatory as well. His 2018 season, as a whole. So Jeremy McGovern was an All-Australian in 16, 17, 18, 19. 4 year in a row All-Australian, and then was the All-Australian in 2024. He was a 5-time All-Australian. In 2018, he took, I think, 77 intercept marks, set the record for the most intercept marks in the history of AFL football. Still hasn't been beaten in a season. He was the best defender in the game. Like, teams had to change the way they played football against West Coast because of Jeremy McGovern in this period of time. And it culminated in his 2018 season. Like, we would go in, you could tell teams who, you'd be playing, all right, boys, here's the, you sit in a team meeting before the game. All right, Sydney, what do? They just go long down the line, they embrace the contest, they work off the trap, and then they go forward. It had come to game day, and they would refuse to kick it down the line. Yep. They would chip inside, they would switch kick, they would double switch, they would triple switch, because Jeremy McGovern was just sitting there. And it was like, you could not get past him. He was just so good. And there's no wonder we were so good because he was healthy and played the whole year and was just fit. But that year, I speak about the best players that I've played with. There has never been a guy I've ever seen read the football like Gov. And no one I've ever seen has had better hands than Gov. And that year, I would marvel at every single week about how good he was. And it was just, for any West Coast fan that remembers that period of time, he was the man down back.
Yeah, he was the guy.
The guy.
And
I think he's probably the first, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe the first defender or key defender to warrant $1 million contract. Maybe. I don't think, potentially. I mean, I don't really know off the top of my head. If the YouTube chat can help me out.
Yeah, did Alex Rance get
I think he retired before
that
the
happened.
Big money contracts were rolling in. But he would have been the first.
He would have, yeah.
And he would have been in the top couple.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was just so good.
So, yeah.
And it was in the 16-17 period, Eric McKenzie was still there. They were working a bit together. And then Easy dropped off. Bunga, Scully was there too, but he just patrolled the skies like nothing I've ever seen. Number one, this is just, obviously goes without saying. I think any person in the history of West Coast fandom will know that this is the best and the most iconic moment in Jeremy McGovern's career. It might not be his best game. It might not be the best single thing that he did in terms of skill, but the moment itself, playing a game, so had punctured lung, broken ribs, only had to somehow invested himself and got into Wim Hof breathing with Steve Gravina. That's been spoken about many a time, to get himself up for this game. Went to the game and was literally, Oscar Allen, the day before the grand final, thought he was playing because Gov was still not up. And then got up the next day and obviously played a massive role and was very, very good. But this is the start of the moment. The score, you can't see Collingwood score, but they're up by about 3 points. And this mark, you can't see what was behind him, but Gov has pressed off his man, has come and intercept marked, flower bagged to Vardy, who has kicked it to Liam Ryan, who's kicked it to Willie Rioli, to Dom Sheed. And kicked the goal. That moment is set up by this man, Jeremy McGovern, pressing off his man, taking it intercept. Literally, his whole career is defined by intercept marking, and did it in the biggest moment, in the biggest game, at the biggest stage, right when his team needed it, and literally couldn't breathe properly because of a broken rib that punctured a lung, and he still managed to do it. It just typifies the guy that he was. It typifies how hard of a bastard that he was at the football, and how he literally would just do anything for his team. And this was his best moment in his career. was the start of what won them the grand final. And yeah, it's a real shame to see him bow out the way he has, but could not have had a better career, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't think you're going to find a better top 5 than that, apart from probably the 2 that were just about me and him. But, yeah, shout out Gov, mate. Yeah, well done, Gov. Well done, Jeremy McGovern. What a career. What a guy. A genuine back chatter. Just a defender at heart, and he's just one of the all-time fellas. So, he'll be missed. West Coast will be a shell of a place without him and real trouble.
Yeah.
Real trouble.
Real trouble.
Yeah. Anyway.
Not good.
That's Hammer Ranks about Gov. I don't really know what else to say about that. He's very, very good.
Yeah.
What's the chat said? Anyone commented some things?
I think they're all agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Remember Port at Optus kicking the ball on the ground inside 50 purely to avoid Gov.
Yeah, literally.
Changed the game.
Yeah. It was crazy. He was so good. So good.
So good.
Tom Stewart's probably the closest thing to him nowadays, but like he's just so far from what it actually was. Anyway, that's enough. What else have we got? Anything else on the cards for tonight?
There's a little comment here from Roy. Says for TABtouch is Will Ashcroft a lock for Rising Star or Levi Ashcroft, or is Murphy Reid riding his tail?
I actually think Murphy Reid is hot on his heels at the moment. So Levi Ashcroft, if you had asked me 6 weeks ago, was a lock. His last month and a bit has dwindled, I think. I mean, I don't know if the stats will reflect that, but just the eye test of watching him, he's dropped off a little bit. He's not tackling as much. He looks like a typical first-year player who's played a lot of footy and he's now like, okay, I'm a bit cooked. My body's a bit gassed here. You know what I mean? Like it happens sometimes where it's really hard to just play a full year of AFL football straight out of TAC Cup or straight out of the Waffle or the Sandford Colts. The step up to AFL intensity and load and aggression in game is really hard. So I would say that he'd still be the favourite. Yeah. But I think Murphy Reid is, and warranted, right up his arse. He
has had a slower stretch of games than he has had before. So he's had 11 disposals against GWS, 23 against Adelaide.
He got subbed off.
15 against Essendon.
He did get subbed off on one of them. Like he's been subbed off a couple of times, I reckon.
Yeah.
So if I look at this, let me go outright.
He played 72% of that game, 74, 63.
Did he?
Yeah.
Let me go Rising Star. Let me find it.
And he had 2 tackles against Hawthorn 4 games ago, and then nothing since then.
So here we go. Here's the top 3 of your Rising Star. Levi Ashcroft is about 250. Archie Roberts for Essendon is 450. He's been really good.
Okay.
And finds a shitload of the footy because Essendon suck.
Yeah.
So he's been chopping up off half back. And then Murphy Reid at $5.
Be hard to go past Murphy Reid.
I think that's your top 3 locked. But I would be...
Who's fourth?
Connor O'Sullivan.
Yeah, okay.
For Geelong, who's really good.
Yeah.
Harvey Langford for Melbourne, but he's been injured. So then Nate Caddy. Nate Caddy would have to have a massive finish to the year. He's $12. Nate Caddy's not a bad one to maybe throw a little bit of something at, but I think Murphy Reid at $5 is value for money.
Very.
But also Levi Ashcroft at $250. If he just has a couple of good games to finish, it's a certainty.
See, I don't mind Nate Caddy though.
Yeah, neither do I. Neither do I.
Definitely put a bit of money on Nate Caddy.
Yeah. Gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely do that.
I might have to do that.
Might have to do that.
I might have to do that as well.
Might have to do that.
What else we got? It's Friday afternoon. It's 5:20. The footy's starting soon. We got much else?
Boners? Bit of boner chat?
Yeah, Charlie Combin's back this week, actually. Yeah, hit me with it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't get a boner. Don't get a boner. No.
We're winning this week.
You're winning this week?
Yep.
Carlton at the MCG.
We are beating Carlton at the MCG. You heard it here first.
I have tipped you.
Charlie Combin is back.
Yep.
Carlton suck.
Charlie Combin's back.
Yeah.
He's back.
Charlie Combin is back playing.
Broke his collarbone.
I thought he died.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he's back.
Is he back?
Carlton are...
Bit of gov about that.
Yeah, heaps of gov about Charlie Combin, actually. Carlton are not good. They're not. They're really bad at football. They've got a couple of good players, and that's it. Whereas North Melbourne have got a lot of, getting their players. I don't think North Melbourne have got many like shit players. In fact, I don't think there is any shit players at North. But there are a lot of like getting their players. Whereas Carlton have got their players and then their players.
Yeah.
Whereas North, I think, are there trending up. I just think the way that North Melbourne are playing at the moment, their last month, has been like pretty good. And we are sound and we are moving the ball well. We are like, we're playing youthful.
Yeah.
Whereas Carlton are playing slow and old and boring and shit.
Yeah.
I just think North win.
Yeah.
I just think North win. Like, Tom De Koning, Tom De Koning, oh, sweet, mate, you're going to be getting $1 million or whatever you are at Saints. Have Tristan Sherry. Have the big X-Man. Yes, Tom De Koning is a lanky, energetic, agile, big man. But he is going to get the shit beaten out of him. Tristan Sherry is going to knee him and slobber on him and lay all over him and just mince him.
Is Jack
week.
Silvani in?
I don't think
he's out, right? Like,
yeah,
he's still
I think
injured.
he's out yet. Harry Mackay's out. Charlie Curnow might be laid out. Things are looking boner.
They are looking
The
boner.
blood is heading from here down there, and I think we're going to win. I think we've got a real hot sniff at this game, and I would be tipping North by 14 points.
Yeah, I've definitely tipped yous.
Yeah.
Now, in the comments, North must win.
Yep.
Kanga.
Yep. North must win. We certainly will
Silvani
win.
is playing.
He's good.
He's good, and he can pinch hit as well.
I just think, look, Silvani,
not
Wiedering,
against Sherry.
whatever, Nick Larkey. Have your Nick Larkey for that. Have your Cam Zerha.
Really like Nick.
Have your Paul Curtis.
Yeah.
And try those on for size.
If North play near their best footy, they win.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what else I've found.
But I don't know if
people
they
are
can.
talking about Recruit of the Year, and people are saying Jack McCraig. People are saying Matt Kennedy. People are. Tell you what, people aren't saying. They're not saying Luke Parker, but they should be. He should be talked about. He's playing. Not only is he playing really good football, but he's turned the culture of the North Melbourne Football Club around. I've heard reports just this week talking to someone about this, about a pre-season incident with Luke Parker. Had been at the club for no more than a week, 2K time trial. Boys have run. It was like, righto, boys, yep, sweet, get ready. Now we're going to training. Luke Parker has stopped the boys, said, lads, hold, whoa, wait. Okay, who's this guy? Luke Parker. All right, sweet, come in. Hands up if you ran a PB today. 7 or 8 guys put their hand up. Out the front, boys. Luke Parker, directing traffic, first time ever at North, like 3 days in.
Really?
Out the front. Fuck yeah, boys. This is the shit we need to be getting around. If we're moving forward, like, we need to celebrate this. Fuck yeah, boys. Well done. And like, got up and slapped them all up.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, actually, you're dead right. We do need to be getting around these guys. Everyone now rally. And like, you looked at Luke Parker and it's like, this guy's the man. This guy is the man. So not only is he playing really well, but I think the impact on a football club, people won't speak about that when you speak about Recruit of the Year, but I think he has been the most impactful Recruit of the Year off the field and on the field. He's been so good for North. So I'm just so excited to see what we can do this week.
Wow, so he's a culture fit. He's a culture
He's a
guy.
culture
but he's
fit
been
at
really
North.
good on the field, obviously. But
He's a culture guy. He is a culture
guy.
guy, knows how to train, knows the culture of winning football clubs. He is the guy.
Yeah, you need that.
I do need that. Anyway,
You specifically.
I specifically need that.
You need that
So
as a
anyway, I got a
person.
strong feeling about North this week. I've tipped them. I've maybe invested in them in TABtouch. So you just wait and we'll see.
Yeah,
how
I've
it
tipped
goes.
them as well. I think they've got a good chance of winning, especially just watching Carlton the last 3 quarters. I don't think the Eagles. I don't think North played like the Eagles did that first quarter.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think that's good. 2 more things before we finish.
Right, let's go.
2 super comments.
Oh, super comments. What do we got?
Thank you, mate. One from Brendan Lee. Hopefully I'm saying that right, mate. $10. Reason I love Gov was during the Adam Simpson saga. He drove from Adelaide to Perth with a punctured lung, just so he could follow up with the guy that backed him up when he started.
Yep. No question about that. That happened. Gov had to drive the Nullarbor because he couldn't fly just to support a coach that gave him his shot.
Mate, he came in here after he drove across the Nullarbor. Came in here just to talk about Simo, mate. Unreal.
So
who does that? Like
Gov.
exactly.
But
no one else does that.
At the same token, Simo, like no other coach would have done what Adam Simpson did for Jeremy McGovern.
Yeah, there's a lot of respect there.
Heaps of respect.
Heaps.
Yep.
The second one, $5 from James G. Thank you, James. The reason I love Gov is because he spent a month in Phuket before rocking up to preseason.
Yeah. He came back. He came back so fat, and that's why Simo sent him away.
Yeah,
Like,
and it was the best thing that happened to him.
Gov's talked. He's spoken about this ad hoc about this. Heaps about it. But it was like, came back, thought he was in okay nick, but had just been drinking and partying with his mates. Ran like an 8-minute 2KR, couldn't finish it, couldn't breathe. And Simo was like, mate, you're gone.
Yep.
Go away. Come back when you're ready. And obviously, like, brought him back in. So I have said some things about Simo, and I'm like, as a coach, to me, I didn't get along with him because he didn't, like, I wasn't in the best 22, nowhere near it. That's fine. Coaching's hard.
Yes.
What Adam Simpson did, the reason he was a very good coach is because he could see talent like Gov. He was, to take a rookie pick and say, go away, but I'm going to get you back because I know how good you're going to be, and then back him in to do what he did is phenomenal. Like, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And what I've seen now of Simo, actually, I was speaking about this the other day, he is a genius. Do you listen to Fox Footy?
Yeah.
Like,
he is unbelievably smart. Those highlights that they put up on socials where he just breaks down like the play and like all that, it is unbelievable.
I haven't actually physically seen him since he started because he does pay stuff, but he's not really at work in the office very much. But
yeah, he's just out locked in.
He's locked in all the time. Next time I see him, I'm gonna let him know. But he is so good at special comments. He's so good on the air because he's a genius. He's a very good coach. But he's also, like, he can explain the game so well in layman's terms just so everyone can get it.
Yeah.
I think he's exceptional. But also, to go back and say the stuff that he did for Gov was only a coach who really backed his player in would do that, and he obviously backed Gov in, so that's why Gov drove all the way across the country for him.
Yeah. Which makes sense. And I think on that Simo thing, I was doing a bit of Pass the Ox stuff today, and they've got CJ on it from the Hawks, and they were talking about Sam Mitchell, who seems to me like he's got similar vibes to Adam Simpson, where they're able to just like simplify the game down to where everyone can understand it and ask you questions and just go, hey, why aren't you doing that? Like, why is that not happening? Like, you need to be doing this, and you're just like, why aren't I doing that? Like, why can't I do that? Like, Sam Mitchell seems like he's cut from the same cloth.
Mitch is a star. Mitch said to me in my first year that he was there, he goes, mate, like, let's break it down. Let's be honest. You're not quick. You're not super fit. You just need to be, you got pretty good skills. You need to be like 6 steps ahead of everyone. So you need to think faster than everyone. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. That's exactly
what you need to do.
So yeah, he's they're both very good. But yeah, Gov, shout out Gov. I think that's yeah, that's it.
I think that's good.
Well done, Jeremy McGovern. What a career. You still got time if you want to jump on the TABtouch for tonight. That game's going pretty shortly, but
yeah. And thank you, Sam, for the kits.
Yeah. Oh, shit, Sammy.
He did say.
Thank you, Sammy, for the kits. Look at this.
He's actually messaged me, said, "Fuck, the kit looks good, mate." And
the kit looks exceptional. And I've got 22 on the back.
Flip it. Oh, there we go, mate. That's I got.
What do you got on the back? 21. So locked in. We should have got 20s for Gov.
Should have got 20s for Gov.
Thanks for that, Sammy. This looks elite. That's about it. Shout out Gov. Shout out the West Coast Eagles. Not really.
Shout out the Falcons.
Shout out the Falcons. Shout out the Power Water Falcons.
Fuck yeah.
Was that it? Yeah. Good luck. Have a good weekend. And good luck for me for my 100th tomorrow. See ya.
See you, mate. Good luck.